Hello, everybody. Dialectic Diabetic here again. Recently I've been discussing a lot about the physical health of things with some sort of disease or just getting healthier, things like that. But this time I kind of want to talk about mental aspects of deals. And the way that it can affect your physical well-being as well. Um, I had mentioned before I went into DKA. Doctors were, freaking out and everything. My wife was too. Everybody didn't know what was going to happen to me. And after that, I started having some really bad anxiety problems to the point where my heart would palpate. I would break out in like sweat. Everything that said anything about a heart issue. My stomach never felt right, nauseated, real bad stuff. And I was going to the doctor constantly, kind of became like a hypochondriac a little bit with all that. And I was always going to the doctor, just trying to figure out what was going on, get some tests, things like that. And, one day I went there and he's just looking at me and he goes, "You look stressed." He goes, "You look like, I don't even know. You just look so stressed and so worried about everything. What is going on?" And once he said that, and he tells me that I'm probably suffering from some anxiety issues and things like that. And at first I was kind of like, yeah, whatever, I'm mentally strong. Heck with that. My mind's tough and whatever. Well, the more I talked to him, the more he kept talking, and the more I listened, the more I kept putting my input in. Ended up started crying like a little baby in his damn office. And realizing that, yeah, my brain was messing with me. You know, um, I was so worried about, if something happened again and I did die, um, my family would not be able to live their life the way that we have spent the past 10 years building it. And they wouldn't be able to live the same way. They would have to go back to square one almost. And that scared the hell out of me because, we worked really hard for what we got and what we've done. And I don't want to put them in that kind of situation. So, yeah, the doctor, he talked to me a lot about it and everything. And for me, talking with my doctor and everything kind of gave me the kick in the butt to realize, hey, you got a problem. You need to fix this some way, somehow. Um, so I kind of went through, the past, everybody knows, like, anybody that knows me knows that at times I have a short temper. Um, I Diabetics know when your sugars are not that good, you kind of say and do things that you probably shouldn't or you normally wouldn't do. Um, Fly off the handle a little bit sometimes, or get kind of depressed. Bloods aren't doing right, or even just a normal person trying to get healthy, your numbers on the scale or inches ain't getting right, and everything like that, and you start getting all upset about it and want to kind of throw in the towel with it, I guess. Or even when people are that don't have diabetes are preaching to you what you do wrong and how you can fix it. There is this beautiful thing called diet exercise that your type 1 diabetes is just going to go away. It's not how it works. But anyway, um I've kind of thought about a lot of the things that I've done to kind of help, or I do to kind of help mitigate the anxiousness, the anxiety, the feelings, things like that. Um, you know, the step one here, it's like 5 different steps that I've kind of thought of, and I'll talk about a lot of is, the first one is you've got to realize that you have a problem and admit to yourself and have yourself really believe that you have an issue. Um, a lot of people will go through life, hey, this is just the way I am, you know, whatever. It is what it is. I suffered this traumatic thing, or to some people, some things may not seem that big, but it's big in your mind, uh, but you have to turn around and you have to admit to yourself, yes, I got an issue, and you got to really understand and own it. really know that I have a problem and I need to work on this. Okay. Next step, step two, find someone trusted to talk to about it. Like when I was younger, I wasn't even diagnosed with diabetes yet. No one knew at that time. Um, but I have really bad anger. I mean, I would lose my mind. It still flares up every once in a while. Um, but just knowing and admitting that I had that problem helped me out a lot. But I went and sought help. I went to my pastor uh, in El Paso over there, and I talked with him a little bit. And one of the things he taught me about, like the anger side of things and everything like that, is it's from the Book of Job. I don't know if you're really religious or anything like that, but it really helps me out. Different verses and things of that nature. But the Book of Job, I can't remember the exact chapters and everything, but the quote is, "Be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry." Okay, so like example that I give a lot to diabetics is when you have that person, it could be a friend, it could be just someone you just met or a family member or something like that, that is sitting there, telling you what you need to do and how you need to live your life and things of that nature to get rid of this disease and everything. I listen to them. Kind of get irritated sometimes, really irritated, but I kind of calm myself down. I know I'm getting angry. I realize that I have this issue, so I just listen to what they have to say. And usually I'm still kind of angry after that talk, so I calmly tell them, okay, look, you don't have the experience or the knowledge of this disease, and that's fine. At a later date, I would like to sit down and explain this to you so you can fully understand what I do. And choose your words carefully. Don't start cussing and yelling and stuff, because then that just gets this other person all upset and angry, and then it just turns into a big mess, and it's really bad stuff. So that's an example there, of kind of what I do with that one verse there. Even like sugars, when they're fluctuating a little bit, I know when I'm looking at my pump and it's going da 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 or da 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 da, doing noises like that. Diabetics know what I mean. But when it's telling me I'm going low, high, low, high, low, high, I know my mind ain't gonna be right. So when my kids are acting a little crazy, which they always do, but when they're acting a little crazy and I just want to fly off the handle, hey, you shut up for a little bit, just let me chill. And I know I'll probably do something or say something that I probably don't mean, or to my wife, to my kids, to whatever. So I just kind of attempt, doesn't work all the time, but making more of an effort of it to, when I am like that, just kind of go somewhere by myself, my garage, basement, just outside, just kind of chill, get away from the thing that's angering me or whatever. Think about it. Is this a big issue or is this a little issue? And 9 times out of 10, it's a little issue. And you've got to decipher through that and realize that yourself. It's hard. It is sometimes. You just want to fly out the handle, but we know when we're feeling angry. Bite that tongue. Don't say anything. Even if you mean it to come out halfway nice, just don't say anything until you feel right. After you talk to a trusted someone or whatever, you still need to practice what they kind of preach to you. Like me, I talk to my doctor. Talk to my wife now. Some people don't feel like, at first I didn't feel comfortable talking about this with my wife and everything, because she looked at me, dang, this is a crazy person. Why I married this dude? But what I always say is seek self-help. What is self-help? Um, I found out about it because you say self-help, you think, oh, just, work it out in your own mind. It's not what I mean by that. My mom bought me a book. Anybody that knows me, I'm kind of a Bruce Lee geek a little bit. Um, Not just because he's a badass, but his philosophy on the way your mind, heart, body, and soul all make you a better you, and how to do that, how to get your mind right, how to think clearly and see things. He bought me this book by Bruce Lee's daughter, Shannon Lee. It's called Be Water, My Friend. This talks in depth about self-help. It talks about how it really opened my eyes to how to deal with things in life, and when um, I should react and when I shouldn't. Um, Self-help can mean a lot of things. Okay, it could mean you just realize the problem, and like for my example, for me, for instance, I read this book. I realized I had a problem. Read this book. Still keep working on it and everything, but I had, for some reason, something clicked in my mind, and I was able to just take off with it and start being a better me. Some people need a little bit more of a push. So therapists, if you absolutely just need someone to talk to that has a non-biased view of stuff, therapy is good. Confiding in friends, things like that, something healthy like that, to handle your stressors and things like that. Because man, when you get all stressed like that, and you don't have the clear mind and everything, the rest of your body, excuse my language, but takes shit. You headaches all the time, backaches, neck, heart palpitations, stomach hurts all the time. I mean, you're lazy, you don't want to do anything, you feel down and out. I mean, that's not a way to live. So anybody that suffer from any kind of mental stuff, and just looking to better their outlook on life and things like that, I really recommend that book, Be Water, My Friend, by Shannon Lee. It is on Amazon for like $20. Really super easy read, only like 250 pages. It's really good. And I really, really recommend that for the beginning of your self-help process there. A lot of people, like, especially with diagnosed with disease or something like that, they get a bunch of anxiety and stuff. And I've talked about how to control diabetes with diet and exercise and things like that, and that it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Type 2s, you guys get strict on your stuff, possibly it could go away. You could be back to normal again and everything like that. But those type 1s, I mean, we're stuck with it. It's here, unless you get some pancreas transplant or something like that. But anyway, the same with mental stuff. One thing my doctor talked to me a lot about is this isn't a one-time thing. You're always gonna live with this because you care about your life. You care about your family's life and well-being and things like that. So I have to understand that even though I feel at times that this is kind of a weakness for me, I gotta understand that it is here. It is not going anywhere. Okay. It still flares up sometimes out of nowhere. I'll be driving to my next outage call or something. My heart just kind of, and it's like, what in the? And I realize, okay, I'm stressed about something. Let's take some breaths, meditate on it a little bit, pray on it a little bit. Let's get this, right. So you always practice self-help stuff. Like, I refer back to this book. I have little markers in it and stuff of things that I kind of refer back to. And sometimes it's just a simple prayer, just talking to God while I'm driving. That helps me. That's something that would help me. Not here to tell you what you should believe or what you shouldn't believe and things like that, but um, it helps me and gets me a clear head and things go well, you know. Um, but you're always gonna have to know that this problem's here. Like, I'm always gonna get angry. I'm always gonna have anxiety over are my sugars right, this and that. I even still catch myself at times going, no, I got this ache here, and then I start doing the whole search on the internet thing, and all of a sudden now I have some weird disease that originated in some foreign country 9 million years ago, and oh no, it's coming back, and I'm the first one. You gotta really get this thing in order. It's really funny how now I can laugh about it a little bit, but it's kind of stressful, man. It's kind of bad. Um, and another thing, just never give up on it. Um, you know, always talk to people, trusted people that aren't gonna judge you, that aren't gonna be biased about it, aren't gonna dictate to you how you should do things. Find someone that just will listen to you, and they don't mind. They don't mind, throwing in their advice every once in a while. But you want to find someone that can listen real good, and know that those demons, they're always gonna come back. They're always gonna be right here. You're always gonna think that way. It's just finding a way to deal with all that stuff. Like this book here, Bruce Lee, when he would get angry or whatever at things, or he would get stressed about stuff, he wouldn't say anything because he knew he would probably say something that he was not gonna he was gonna regret later, so he would, even if he was at a big party, whatever the case, he would just kind of go off by himself, just kind of sit there next to a wall or something, breathe, and really meditate on the situation. Really think, okay, is this a big thing or is this a small thing? Should I react, or should I talk about it later, or should I just drop it? Am I being silly? Are they being silly? Does this really matter? Does this really make a difference in my life if this person thinks I'm an idiot? You know, things like that. But and another thing that I've done a lot too is get rid of all the stressors in in your life that you can. Job, you can't really get rid of the job right now, but things like toxic friends, even toxic family, um, toxic things you do in your life, whether it be what you're putting into your body, what whatever toxic things that you do or around or whatever, even friends that I had back in the day, um, they were toxic to me, and I thought that they were like my best friends in the world, which at that time they were. But once I got away from all that mess, I realized how much stress was lifted off my shoulders. Even people that are just trying to be positive and help you sometimes can be a negative stressor towards you. You know, because I believe there's two different kinds of stress: positive stress and negative stress. Positive stress motivates you to do something for yourself, like let's say cholesterol's high. Okay, I'm stressed about that. Blood sugars are high. I'm stressed about that. Let's live a little bit healthier. Okay, that's a kind of a positive stressor. It can be, anyways. It can also be a bad one, a negative one. But even people that really mean well can be super negative to your mental health. Um, and it not only the mental side of things not only affects like your organs and things like that and headaches and whatever, but it affects your physical stuff too. Like once I got my mind right and everything and whatnot and kept up with my physical stuff, I noticed a better change in my body, even better change of endurance, things like that. It just overall makes you feel like a whole different, better person. Um, so look up stuff that can help you with whatever you're going through mentally or whatever. Like whether it's, my dog died yesterday and it is devastating. I've had him for 10 years, or something extreme like I almost freaking died, you know, working my butt off and I with the diabetes and I almost died still. Um but yeah, and stressors with numbers and stuff, okay. Diabetics, blood sugar is going to go high, your blood sugar is going to go low. Our stuff does that. You're going to misjudge when you eat on the amount of carbs you're eating, especially at these mom and pop restaurants that don't have the nutrition labels and stuff. You're going to misjudge, it's going to go high, or you're going to misjudge and it's going to tank. But you got to be prepared for that. Have your glucose tablets, have extra insulin, have all, diabetics, you guys know. Um, and for the other people that are trying to just get in better health, even some diabetics, um, don't pay so much attention to those numbers on that scale, you know, or even the inches numbers, pay more attention to the inches than you do the scale, but at the same time, really concentrate on how you feel. Okay? Because the way you feel in here and in here, once these are clear, once all this is clear, your body will follow. I promise you. It is amazing that when how much just being somewhat stress free can help. Okay? Use the stress to motivate you. If it's a little stress, like getting kind of fat, need to lose weight, use that to motivate you during your workouts. Because there's days where I don't want to work. I don't want to. Heck no. That's stupid. Why would I want to do that? I'm just going to get myself all beat up and be all sore next day. Well, I use my health as a motivator. No, I need to do this. Even if it's not 100% good workout, I need to do something. Because even a little bit's better than nothing. Like Ricky Carmichael always said in his motocross stuff, you win your championships on your bad days. Well, I look at getting my A1C numbers good and all my other organs and everything, blood works good and everything like that as my championship race. Even on my bad days that I don't want to be here, working out in my basement or doing stuff outside or whatever, I still do it because I know this little bit could be the big difference in 6.5, 6.3, whatever A1C to 7.6, So keep that in mind. And I don't mean to throw my numbers out there and make anybody feel bad and everything. It's just that's my example that I have. At one point, my numbers were, when I first found out, I was thinking they were like at 14 or something like that. And they hung out around a 10 for a while. Then once I started really taking it seriously, it slowly started coming down. And once I got my mind right on, hey, this is what I'm going to do. These are my little goals. Make little goals, go. Okay. Another stressor that other people do is they'll make a big goal. Like they want next A1C is going to be a 5.9, period. They're like a 14 right now. That's entirely too big of a jump. Make little goals. Okay, I want my A1C to drop 3 points this next time, 3 points the next time, 3 points the next time, and make little goals and achieve those goals. Don't get a huge goal in mind and then have it drop halfway or just a couple and you're going to get all depressed and things. And that's really bad for you too. Little goals, little wins are good for your mental health as well as your physical health. Like I said, check out this book again. Be Water, my friend. Even if you think you don't have a problem, this book may make you realize you have something wrong that you might need to work on. I think if we can take a little bit out of that book and if everybody takes a little bit out of that book and puts it in their everyday life, we will have a nicer, better place to live in. And yeah, that's little bit about that. So hey, thanks for watching, guys. Really But really look at this mental side of things, because once your mind gets right, your body will follow, and life will just be a lot more beautiful. Cheers, y'all.